It's Native Speakers Academy video blog on mind and other matters. It's Monday, the 25th of February. No, it's not. It's not Monday, the 25th of February at all. It's Monday, the 28th of February, 2011. What's going on? Anyway, back to the news. We're going to cover some stuff today about China and a few articles about the internet, Google, and we'll see how far we get today. Kicking off today, we have Mail Online. Didn't get to this last time, so I'll try to get through it now. The ghost towns of China. Amazing satellite images show cities meant to be home to millions lying deserted. That's right. China have millions of cities. You can see this through Google Earth. Already built, already for people, and there's no one there. In a country that still has mass poverty in various places and executives and workers for companies like Apple throwing themselves out of buildings. They have to build nets around some buildings now to catch the people as they jump out the windows, which is just ridiculous. So what's happening here? Satellite images show sprawling cities built in remote parts of China that have been left completely abandoned, sometimes years after their construction. What is the point? Why is China doing this? Is there something that we don't know? Are they building them in a rush for some specific reason? Is this truly the century for China? We will see. Elaborate public buildings and open spaces are completely unused with the exception of a few government vehicles near Communist Authority offices. Well, some estimates put the number of empty homes at as many as 64 million. I'll repeat that, 64 million, with up to 20 new cities being built every year in the country's vast swathes of free land. They build 20 new cities every year. You imagine in 10 years that would be 200 new cities. Yeah, speechless. It's unbelievable. Anyway, photographs have emerged as the Chinese government think tank warns the country's real estate bubble is getting worse, with property prices in major cities overvalued as much as 70%, and 64 million homes lying empty at exactly the same time. Pretty freaky. A lot of these shots from the air showing full cities with government offices, buildings, sports stadiums, things that look like recreational, other areas, maybe some kind of churches, maybe not. I don't know what that is really. Of the 75 major cities surveyed, property prices in 11, including Beijing and Shanghai, were between 30 to 50% above their market value. Cited in the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences. Prices in the southeastern provinces had the worst property bubble, with average house prices more than 70% higher than their market value, according to the survey conducted in September last year. And it goes on and on and on. You need to check out the pictures. They're just incredible. It does look like something from another planet, basically. You may also want to check out Kazakhstan on the internet. Check out Astana. It's a city there which they built, which basically nobody lives in as well. Yep, all the cities have office towers, administrative centers, museums, theaters, sports facilities, as well as thousands of homes, but still remain virtually deserted. It's quite frightening, really. Anyway, go and check it out for yourself. I'll put the links up later, and we'll move on to the next story, which is still on the theme of China today. China enters Europe through Poland. If you've been following the news, you'll realize that China have taken over with building everything, constructing everything, making everything, exporting everything around the world. Positive side of this, I can't work out what that is for anyone except China. It seems that we've had recently the British government paying British businesses to shut down in Britain and move to places like India. We have the American auto industry moving out. We have Boeing leaving America. We have all the big manufacturing industries slowly shutting down there. If you can't produce anything, then if you don't make anything, then how can your economy grow? How can your economy grow if you're just importing uh, work from other countries, goods from other countries? It, it's beyond me. It's obviously not designed to grow. Anyway, the point is, China enters Europe through Poland. Um, Polish firms have expressed concern over the low prices that China-based construction firm Kovek offered in its winning bid to build sections of a motorway. It kind of steers around the main point, which is why is China building something in Poland anyway? Why aren't the Polish companies building it? Why are they giving it to China? Um, Obviously, they say because it's cheaper. And how is it China can build it cheaper? How can they come from another country to Poland and offer to construct things at a cheaper price? I mean, obviously, they're paying their workers less. The workers are getting less. It's not a good deal for anybody. Anyway, and what about national sovereignty? There obviously is no national sovereignty anymore if this is going on. Yeah, but it's a free and open market, right? And that's what matters, perhaps. People involved in the deal see it as a first big step. I believe this is the road that will symbolize a great friendship between Poland and China. Well, China will start in Poland, they'll be building roads through Europe, they're already getting contracts in North America, and God knows what's happening in the other continents. Is quite shocking. This is where the Chinese company is building one of two sections of Poland's A2 motorway. This is Nowy Vies on the edge of Bolimo Primeval Forest. The firm hopes that this road will open the gates to the entire European Union market and China will be sucking more money out of other economies. Wonderful. The Chinese have come into their own, they have got their feet in the door, and now they're on our market. We won't get them out of here, said one of Kovek's competitors in an interview. They're quite right too. Once your feet's in the door, your feet's in the door, and nobody's going to be able to do anything to stop that. Polish road builders failed with their complaint. There's no legal regulation pertaining to the subject inviting a tender that would prescribe that it cannot allow companies from third parties to participate in a tender, including Chinese companies joining tenders from China. And so on, and so on, and so on, and so ends any kind of independence that it goes. Links will be posted up to the story. However much you try, you cannot avoid buying Chinese, according to the present situation. Moving on. So, due to a lot of stories that have come up recently with things happening on the internet, I thought we'd have a little look at a recent story about how the government appears to be cracking down on the internet. This is 6 threats to free and open access to the internet. This is coming out of Infowars.com. Many of us believe the internet to be open and free for all of us to explore. All known information. Indeed, it is true that we currently can surf any active website with our browser, and we can start a website or blog like this on any topic we wish to discuss. And it's quite a profound concept that with everybody who's got a smartphone, literally all the world's knowledge is in the palm of their hands. Well, it would be nice if it stays like that, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Ben Franklin knew well the importance of free access to information when he founded the first public library in America to share knowledge with those without the means to their own books. Today, he would surely consider the Internet's unprecedented access to information and ability to communicate it instantly as the ultimate level playing field of economic mobility and freedom. However, this access is now under threat of authoritarian control. First, it is important to note that the gears of the Internet have always been controlled by central authorities, as Douglas Rushkoff recently wrote. From its domain name servers to its IP addresses, the Internet depends on highly centralized mechanisms to send our packets from one place to another. Douglas Rushkoff was involved recently in some really excellent documentaries. Got some notes here somewhere. Is he working with PBS or CBC? He worked on the documentary Digital Nation, and he wrote some of the first books on the internet, how the internet has changed lives, Siberia, and the documentary Digital Nation. I recommend it. Might talk about that later as well, because that's a pretty relevant subject, the way that the internet is taking over how we control information. Anyway, let's get to the point. The idea that our movements on the web are remotely private or untraceable is false. The central authorities who control the gears of the machine know exactly where you have been, while Google and the CIA have developed ways of knowing where you're going next as well. That's right. Google has developed these algorithms where if they know what you did yesterday, they can use that to predict what you will do tomorrow. We are basic creatures of habit, and if you've read or seen The Minority Report or read the book upon which it's based, written by Philip K. Dick, you'll see that the idea of pre-crime is very much inherent in this concept of what Google is using to predict the future. See present revolutions for further information. Also, Google has been known to have a lot of government links, and if you look deep enough, you'll probably find it was even set up with government funded or sponsored money in the beginning. Anyway, points to look out for, points to check are that the legislation protecting cybersecurity as a National Asset Act, known as the Internet Kill Switch, is going to be discussed in North America. You can see the results of that recently in Egypt, where they turned off the internet for a period of time so that nobody could report on the fact that the government were doing things they shouldn't do to people who were also doing things they shouldn't do because they didn't have any food or any jobs or any work or any water or anything to do anything with. Wonderful situation that was. Anyway, what's the point? The point is there's a lot of legislation being introduced. Governments are seizing websites in lots of different countries. This includes 84,000 domains recently seized erroneously. Civil lawsuits, net neutrality, which doesn't make the net neutral, technical censorship, taxes thinking about being introduced, and basically the internet's under assault. Keep your eyes open and your ears open for information around about you, and try to keep the internet free. That's it. Post up information about these links, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks.